Hey Shark fans, it's Melinda Marsalis. Welcome to Heard It on the Shark. Heard It on the Shark is a weekly interview show that airs every Tuesday at 11 a.m. on the Shark 102.3 FM radio station based in Ripley, Mississippi. Then it's released as a podcast on all the major podcast platforms. You'll hear interviews with the movers and shakers in North Mississippi who are making things happen. I'll talk to entrepreneurs, leaders of business, medicine, education, and the people behind all the amazing things happening in North Mississippi. When people ask you, how did you know about that? You'll say, I heard it on the Shark. Musical credit belongs to Hill Country Blues guitar legend Gary Burnside and the late great Buddy Grisham, playing Long Way Home from their album Acoustic Brothers, which was recorded at Sun Bear Studio in Ripley, Mississippi.
This program was recorded at Sun Bear Studio in Ripley, Mississippi.
Hey Shark fans, it's Melinda with another episode of Heard It on the Shark, and today in Sun Bear Studio, I have the emergency room director for the Tippah County Hospital, Mr. Dan Shappley. Dan, you didn't have to drive over exactly, but thanks for coming over.
Not a problem.
Now, Dan and I have known each other for a long time. We were at the South Tippah School District together many years ago.
Yes.
And we have acted in a bunch of plays together, and so we're both little Tippah County residents, aren't we?
Absolutely.
You are the fifth of six people that we're talking to about nursing, and I've been struck by how many varieties there are in the nursing field and the ways to get to it. So tell me a little bit about your education.
All right. I started off, went to Freed-Hardeman University, majored in education, taught for almost 20 years. And somewhere in there, I always knew I was interested in medicine, but didn't know exactly how to go about getting into that. Luckily, Northeast Mississippi Community College at the time had a nursing program at night. And so I worked as a teacher during the day and went to school at night to get my registered nursing license.
You became an RN all the way at Northeast. You never had to go anywhere else.
Well, I took some prereqs at different places. Some of them had come from Freed-Hardeman University, where I got my education background, and some of them through summer schools and things like that at Ole Miss and Blue Mountain Christian University. I got the prereqs necessary to take the actual nursing courses. There's a lot of prereqs involved, and luckily I was already degreed, so a lot of that stuff was already taken care of. But I didn't find having trouble, getting those courses in the summer or whenever I could when I wasn't teaching.
And so when you left education, you went straight to Tippah County Hospital?
No, actually my first job nursing was at the MICU, the ICU, at Magnolia in Corinth. Started there. I graduated from nursing school 2005 and immediately went to work there in the ICU.
Okay, and then came here and became the director of emergency services.
Yes, that was after I think I'd worked at Magnolia for 11 years.
Oh, wow, I didn't realize it was that long.
Yeah,
okay.
For 11 years in the ICU at Magnolia, had a wonderful experience there, great teachers, great education there. Enjoyed Magnolia very much. But this opportunity came about. Keep in mind, I was still teaching at the time. I was actually nursing nights and weekends, holidays, summer, when I wasn't teaching school.
That's hard.
It was very hard, but I needed it. I had a wife and 3 small children, and Dad's got to provide for his family.
That's right.
So there's things you have to do. And there were sacrifices made, and I don't regret any of them because I enjoyed the nursing part of it. My first job was a lifeguard. And when you had to be a lifeguard, you had to learn, CPR, first aid, all the good stuff. Well, those were things that just came natural to me, and I enjoyed them. And later on, as I went through my teaching career, I was always just kind of drawn back to that type of thing. And I enjoyed that. So I thought, I'm going to try this. If I don't like it, I'll do something different. So I took my first course, which was some of the stuff I had not had, undergraduate stuff, some biologies and things that were scary to me because I wasn't necessarily interested so much in the science aspect as I was the applied science aspect of it. So I took those courses and, hey, I do like this. This is all right. And as somebody who went from one career to another, I think I was probably in my early 30s when I started nursing school. So if someone out there is thinking about, hey, I can't do this, I'm too old. Well, no, you're wrong. If I can do it, trust me, anybody can do it. It just takes some dedication.
I'm glad you brought that up because I was going to say so many of the people in this series have said the same thing. They did not go straight into nursing. You do have to make some sacrifices. I guess getting started is the hardest part, isn't it? Being brave enough to get started.
Yes, just take that first class, or you're going to have prereqs before you actually get into your nursing courses, and they are some difficult classes. You're talking about A&Ps, microbiology. It's a lot of memorization and a lot of learning involved to get your base knowledge in. Once again, if I can do it, you can do it. You just have to be dedicated, sit down and do it. You may not get to go to that ball game or that play or that concert or whatever. You have to stay at the house. Luckily for me, when I went through nursing school, I had 3 or 4 other Tippah Countyans who were doing the same thing. They had started nursing courses probably midway through their other career. And we would have dedicated study groups every Sunday afternoon after Sunday dinner. From 2 o'clock on was our study group time, and that's what we did. And it made it so much easier on all of us to have that support and reinforcement.
Did you always know that emergency room would be where you wanted to be?
Absolutely not. There's so many things you can do with nursing, so many different things. You can work from home, you can do administrative nursing work, you can do applied nursing work, so many different areas. It's unreal. When I was in nursing school, you have to do clinical rotations, and you get to see different aspects of nursing: labor and delivery, med-surg, critical care, emergency care, surgical care, all these different things. And the things I gravitated towards were the serious stuff. That base knowledge of having those years in ICU dealing with critical cases for a long time got me interested in, well, I know what they look like when they come to me after they've been in the emergency room. Well, what's the emergency room like? And then got introduced to that and enjoyed that aspect of it and all that good stuff.
I think I would just wave my hands around and start panicking, but you must just get calm.
I used to be that person. Ooh, stuff would just tear me up. You get acclimated to anything. And now, I mean, I think I could eat a ham sandwich over an open wound and not bother me. You know what I'm saying? You just don't, that stuff just doesn't bother you anymore. All the ER nurses I work with and have ever worked with, they're just like, okay, this is the problem. We're going to deal with it. And you just move on. You move through your training.
And that makes the patient feel so calm, too, because if you can be calm, okay, I need to calm down. Dan's calm. I need to be calm.
Oh, absolutely. Just like the other day, we had a little boy come in. He had a fishing hook through one of his fingers, and he was tore up. The grandmother was torn up. Everybody was torn up. But, once he saw calmer demeanor, he kind of calmed down and things like that. But that's with any situation. You just try to be as calm, cool, and collected as possible and work through your training, what you know.
Is it hard? And I'm trying to talk about it like thinking about maybe a 35, 40-year-old man who has a career, and they, like you, they've thought, I really just have this thing. I feel like I'd be a good nurse. Help me to convince them that it's a good idea.
It is a good idea. It's a great idea. Yes, it takes, determination and dedication to getting through this to meet that goal, but I think you'll be rewarded in so many different ways. For one, your opportunities will expand like nothing you've ever seen before in your life. If you're in a job that you don't necessarily love, and you think, man, is there anything else out there I can do? Yes, there is, and the opportunities that you have with nursing is. It's crazy. You can go anywhere. You can do anything. You can work anywhere. You have so many different areas in which to work, not only locations, but say you don't like bedside nursing and taking care of people at the bedside. Hey, you don't have to. There's a nursing job out there for you where you don't have to do that. But if that's something you love, great. That's wonderful. You'll work with a great team of educated people who are in the same boat with you, and it's great teamwork. It's great camaraderie. It's just it's a great job.
Talk to me about the interns and the people who are working toward their degree who come through your doors.
We've had nothing but pleasant experiences. We've had people from Ole Miss, Blue Mountain Christian University, Northeast, Northwest, you name it. They're all looking for clinical spaces in which to get training. These young people, the ones who weren't in nursing school, are now going into nursing school based on that experience. There's a much bigger world out there. And so these kids who have come through, these students who have come through have done amazing learning all the different things that they never knew was even possible or available out there.
That workforce development that high schools are all about now is changing the face of Mississippi, I think.
Absolutely. I totally agree. It is so important that our kids who may not be introduced to certain things at least get some type of insight into what else is out there. If you want a different career, you can definitely have one in nursing, and I think it's one you'll really enjoy.
Well, thank you, Dan. I appreciate your expertise in this area across North Mississippi. It's good to see a face you know in your hospital.
Well, thank you, Melinda. Thank you for having me.
Shark fans, that's it for this edition of Heard It on the Shark. You can tune in every Tuesday at 11 a.m. to find out what's going on from local community leaders like Dan. If you have a question, comment, or suggestion for an interview, or if you want access to this interview, you can go to our website, shark1023.com, and click on the podcast tab. Keep it tuned to the Shark 1023 and have a great rest of the day. This show is made possible by JC Media, LLC in Ripley, Mississippi. JC Media owns the Shark 102.3 Classic Rock FM radio station where the show is hosted. Subscribe to our podcast on your favorite app or stream episodes online at shark1023.com/podcasts. We also have an email in which you can share your feedback. That email is theshark1023@gmail.com.